Chapter 27. Sitting on a well and watching the sky. Now, the domineering and strong cauldron had returned once again, while her heart was no longer that simple little girl. On the high platform, those older generation experts were also all incomparably shocked by cauldron's breakthrough in battle. Wang Tixiong was the most excited. His face was red, and a light of incomparable complacency shone in his eyes. The more powerful the talent cauldron revealed, the more faith he felt, which was even happier than his own breakthrough in cultivation. City Lord Yongzhenen's face was serious. He seemed to have some faith in Grandmaster Wind-Edge's words. That young man down below. In the Heavenly Tao Sect's disciple acceptance ceremony 3 years from now, perhaps he would really shine. Grandmaster Feng Yuan and Jin Sanshao were also shocked. Jin Sanshao sighed, battling the 6th level of the Foundation Establishment stage with the 4th level of the Foundation Establishment stage, and still being able to break through during the battle. This kind of talent is top-notch amongst the Imperial capital. It seems that this session of the Heavenly Tao Sect's apprentice acceptance ceremony is going to get more and more interesting. Don't forget, he still only executed the fierce tiger fist. If he had the same fist technique as that kid, I'm afraid he would have won a long time ago. Master Feng Yuan, who was on the side, said, a trace of essence flashing in his eyes. Jin Sanshao was shocked when he heard this. He had forgotten about this. If cauldron and Wang Fei had the same boxing style, I'm afraid Wang Fei would have lost to cauldron a long time ago. In that case, cauldron's strength was very frightening. Thinking of this, Jin Sanshao's eyes couldn't help but narrow as he looked at cauldron below, who was fighting fiercely with Wang Fei, and murmured, Chon Shao. It seems that this young master is going to have to spend some big money on you. On the side, Master Feng Yuan was thoughtful. He knew that once Jin Sanshao showed this kind of look, he was carrying out some kind of conspiracy. Boom! Right at this moment, a sudden thunderous sound in the square drew the crowd's attention once again, only to see cauldron's cultivation breaking through the 5th level of the Foundation Establishment stage, completely closing the distance between him and Wang Fei, and with cauldron hegemony blood's powerful physical strength. His own strength had already surpassed Wang Fei, who was at the 6th level of the Foundation Establishment stage. Although the mighty Tiger King's level was not as good as the 7-injury fist, under the amplitude of cauldron's overbearing blood, he had slowly started to gain the upper hand. This could be seen from Wang Fei's constant retreating steps, as he had been continuously forced back by cauldron's punches. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. I can't lose to this little beast. Wang Fei was shocked and furious. He had thought that he could win against cauldron by striking the 3rd stance of the 7-injury fist, but instead, he got the matter of cauldron breaking through to the 5th level of the Foundation Establishment stage, which caused him to be doubly devastated. For the first time, he began to doubt his own strength. Once a person didn't have confidence in himself, then even the most powerful of his punches wouldn't be able to be utilized at its most powerful. As it was now, Wang Fei's heart was in turmoil, and the power of the 7-injury fist was greatly reduced. On the contrary, cauldron had just broken through the 5th level of the Foundation Establishment stage, and it was the time when his battle spirit was surging, and his entire fighting strength was brought into play at 200% of his strength. Oops, Fire's heart is in turmoil. Outside the arena, the 3rd elder and Wang Chon clearly felt the decline in Wang Fei's punching power and couldn't help but worry. At the same time, a strong killing intent surfaced in their hearts for the talent that cauldron had revealed. Seemingly confirming their thoughts, Wang Fei finally made a mistake, and cauldron caught Wang Fei's mistake at the first moment, as the Tiger King cannon blasted out once again, striking a terrifying blow that struck Wang Fei directly. The terrifying force rushed Wang Fei 100 meters away, blood spurting wildly from his mouth. Fire. The 3rd elder and Wang Chon could no longer sit still. The two of them stood up with a brush, wanting to go down and rescue him. Wang Tixiong work and let them as they wish. His whole body aura released, directly blocked in front of the two people. Cold voice. Junior competition. You go down for what? Still think that the disgrace is not enough. The powerful aura directly made the third elder, and Wang Fei did not dare to have the slightest movement. Both sides know each other very well. They are clear that once Wang Tixiong has an excuse, he will not hesitate to get rid of them. Patriarch tone. Ginger was still old and hot. The third elder hurriedly confessed at his words and sat down again. Wang Chon, however, was worried about his precious son. He hurriedly said, Patriarch, the matter has come to this. Kang Qian has already proved that he has indeed succeeded in building his foundation. I think this competition ends here. Wang Chon's words stopped without speaking, because a big change was found in the field. Everyone's gaze was filled with shock. Wang Chon turned back, and his eyes instantly shrunk. In the square, his son Wang Fei took out 7 golden needles from somewhere and ruthlessly stabbed them into the top of his head. And immediately, an aura that was several times more terrifying than the previous one burst out from his body. All of a sudden, golden needles stabbing points. Wang Fei is trying to fight for his life. Now Wang Fei's strength has directly broken into the 7th level of the foundation establishment stage, comparable to the older generation of experts. It's a pity that the aftermath of the golden needle piercing point is a fall of 1 realm. After this battle, he's going to fall from the 6th level of the foundation establishment stage to the 5th level of the foundation establishment stage. The crowd watching the battle was completely shocked. They were shocked by Wang Fei's desperate ruthlessness. Wang Tixiong's face was icy cold. He looked at the third elder and Wang Chon with a morose expression, and coldly droned, You guys taught a good boy. You are really giving my Wang family face. If my grandson makes a half-hearted mistake, all of you will pay for his life. The third elder was filled with bitterness. He didn't care about Kang Chon's death or life. But Wang Fei doing this was completely killing the enemy by 1,000 and damaging himself by 800. It wouldn't be beneficial to himself either or. In contrast, Li Chonfang and Lin Wei were very happy to watch all this. The Wang family's strength falling was only beneficial to them. They couldn't wait for the Wang family to have a civil war. Not to talk about the mood of the crowd on the high stage at the moment. Wang Fei, who hesitated to stab the acupuncture point with a golden needle in the field, his strength rose greatly. He crossed over the 4th style of the 7-injury fist and directly struck the 5th style. The terrifying power of the mountains and seas surged towards Kang Qian. Kang Qian frowned. He also didn't expect Wang Fei to fight to such an extent. This was simply something that could only be done with deep hatred. Little beast, this time I'll see if you can still turn the tables. Wang Fei laughed maniacally. The 5th style of the 7-injury fist was so terrifying that it instantly caused Kang Qian's Tiger King cannon to collapse, and the terrifying energy overturned the bricks on the ground in the square. In the center of the storm, Kang Qian, he stared indifferently at Wang Fei. A hint of mockery flashed through his icy eyes. This kind of eyes made Wang Fei angry. He desperately urged all the true qi in his body, releasing his strongest power. It was necessary to kill Kang Qian in one fell swoop. On the high platform, Wang Tixiong's eyes were stern as he watched the battle in the arena. His entire body was ready to rescue. Third elder and Wang Chon glanced at each other. A hint of sinister flashed in the eyes of the two. They wanted to block Wang Tixiong's rescue, so that Wang Fei would miss and kill Kang Qian. As for Wang Tixiong's anger afterwards, they didn't care at all. After all, they represented a small half of the Wang family's power. Unless Wang Tixiong wanted the Wang family to be completely split up, otherwise he wouldn't dare to do anything to them. Wang Tixiong naturally didn't know the sordidness in their hearts. He was currently nervously watching the battle below. At the same time, everyone in the square at the two people in the center of the storm with unblinking eyes. Even City Lord Zhongzhenan and Master Wind Edge and the others were the same. They wanted to see if Kang Chon still had any more means to appear. Die. In the middle of the storm, Wang Fei grimaced as he revealed a cruel smile towards Kang Chon. But as the two sides approached, the smile on his face instantly solidified, and then a look of horror surfaced. In midair, a large hand that covered the sky suddenly appeared, completely condensed from true qi, carrying a vast and unrivaled energy as it slapped down towards Wang Fei's head. This sudden huge palm shocked everyone. Heaven escaping hand. Kang Chon shouted coldly, and his huge palm immediately grabbed Wang Fei tightly. And in the other party's terrified and desperate gaze, he slammed down to the ground. Rumble. A terrifying rumbling sound rang out, and a deep pit appeared in the earth of the square, in which Wang Fei collapsed in the middle of the large pit, fainting to death, and his whole body was covered with blood. Beside the big pit, the smoke dispersed, revealing the figure of Kang Chon, who coldly swept his gaze across the entire field. Silence. Deadly silence. The entire square was silent. Everyone present was stunned. This was originally a contest with predictable results, but Kang Chon turned the tables on the weak, defeating Wang Fei, who was 2 ranks higher than him, in front of everyone, and staged a peak youth duel. Looking at the youth standing proudly in front of the big pit, everyone's heart was incomparably shocked, and they knew that a new star of Heavy Iron City had risen. Undoubtedly, Kang Chon had become famous in one battle, and he was destined to stir up the entire Heavy Iron City. On the platform, the older generation of experts was shaken. The 7th level of foundation stage, Wang Fei, had lost to Kang Chon. Doesn't it mean that Kang Chon already had the strength to fight against the older generation of experts? Among them, it was Li Tianfang who had the hardest time. His grandson Li Chunjiao was also at the 7th level of the foundation establishment stage, although he was definitely more powerful than Wang Fei's. Kind of forceful enhancement, but it wasn't much different. Kang Chon was able to defeat Wang Fei. Wouldn't he be able to rival Li Chunjiao? Li Tianfang couldn't help but look at the red-faced Wang Tixiong with some envy, thinking what luck did this old man walk on, even letting his wasteful grandson get back on his feet. Among the crowd, Li Chunjiao was silent. He could not accept this fact, although he thought that he could also defeat Wang Fei. But he could not accept that Kang Chon, a waste who could not build a foundation for 9 years, could also defeat Wang Fei. I admit that I underestimated you, but I won't let you surpass. Li Chunjiao's eyes were filled with battle intent as he looked at Kang Chon in the field from afar. He had already ranked Kang Chon as his greatest rival in his heart. Kang Chon seemed to sense his gaze and met his eyes. Instantly the two's gazes collided. Li Chunjiao. The light in Kang Chon's eyes was great. His battle intent was sky high. He also sensed the battle intent in Li Chunjiao's eyes. In his heart, Li Chunjiao was equally a rival. Unlike Wang Fei, Li Chunjiao is a true genius of Heavy Iron City. Although Li Chunjiao and Wang Fei are only 1 level apart, but the distance between the 7th level of the foundation establishment stage and the 6th level of the foundation establishment stage is a huge one. This is a measure of the gap between the older generation of masters and the youthful masters. There has never been a single person who was able to set foot into the realm of the 7th level of the foundation establishment stage before the age of 30 years before. And yet, Li Chunjiao had done it, which was enough to prove his heavenly talent. The two people's stare didn't last long. Kang Chon was immediately pulled up to the high stage by Wang Tixiong and warmly introduced to those Heavy Iron City seniors. At this moment, Wang Tixiong's mood was incomparably painful. Looking at his smug look, those who were introduced by him were sour. Li Chunjiao silently gazed at the heavens for a while, then quietly left. Although he was arrogant, he was not an idiot, since he had already recognized Kang Chon. Then he would treat him seriously and would not mock the other party like before. Wang Ting took a complicated look at Kang Qian, who was being surrounded by the crowd, then also followed Li Chongjiao to leave. The past was finally the past. Wang Ting knew that it was impossible for her and Kang Qian to go back to the past. Rather than being laughed at, it was better to grab the happiness in front of her. There was a lively atmosphere in the square. Kang Qian became the main character, accepting the praises of one heavy iron city senior after another. While in the crowd, two pairs of spiteful gazes were looking at him. These were the third elder and Wang Qian. At this moment, they were rescuing Wang Fei, who had been beaten unconscious to death by Kang Qian.